1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Kennedy Space Center Astronaut Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Cherie. I'm an educator out here at the Astronaut Training Experience, and once again, I welcome you to the Kennedy Space Center. Before I start, I'd like to ask everyone out here, how many of you, by show of hands, would like to travel to space? Right? Myself too. Gentlemen, our inductee today has logged over 218 hours in space. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight about his background, his education, and what led him to be, his accomplishments that led him to become an American hero. John Glenn was born in 1921 in Cambridge, Ohio. Growing up as a child and as a teenager, he had three loves, three things that he was fascinated with. He was fascinated with 1, patriotism. 2, he was fascinated with science. He loved to explore. And 3, he was fascinated with flying. That fascination with flying would allow him to become an ideal candidate for the Naval Aviation Cadet Program, which he joined aptly in 1942. 1943, 1 year later, he was sent to fight in World War II as a Marine fighter pilot. While fighting him, as he did, if I'm correct, 59 missions in World War II, combat missions. Came back, continued to serve his country, then got deployed to the Korean War, where he would do 90 combat missions. John Glenn flew a total of 149 combat missions. Flying all these missions got him 6 Distinguished Flying Cross medals. 1957, he joined the Navy Flyers and actually set the world record for the fastest transcontinental flight. He did a supersonic speed from LA to New York in just 3 hours and 56 minutes. After being with the Naval Flyers, he decided that in 1959 he got hired with NASA. He was one of 7 astronauts that was hired that would be considered the Mercury 7. 1962, right here from beautiful Kennedy Space Center, he launched the Friendship 7. Friendship 7 would make John Glenn the first American to orbit the Earth. He orbited the Earth in 3 hours and 27 minutes. And after orbiting the Earth and splashing down out here in the beautiful Atlantic Ocean, he didn't come back as John Glenn the astronaut. He came back as John Glenn, American hero. 1964, he decided, you know what? Done with NASA, done with everything. I want to go into politics. He decided to go into politics, where he spent a pretty good career doing the political venue. In 1974, he would become a U.S. Senator. He would serve 4 terms in the U.S. Senate. From there, after retiring from the U.S., and he was an accomplished senator. After retiring from the Senate, he went on to, in 1998, be the oldest man in space. He went up on STS Discovery, and what they did is he was a mission specialist. They observed him for how space travel works on the aging. 2006, Mr. Glenn and his wife Annie opened up the John Glenn School for Public Service. This was a school dedicated to building our youth and letting them get into government. So I'll leave you with a thing John Glenn was big into with our students and our youth. And one of the things he quoted to the Cincinnati Enquirer is, "If I can teach the youth to better mankind, then I've accomplished something." So with that being said, let's give him a big warm welcome applause to Mr. John Glenn.